Okay, so here we have the next question on the menu today, which is asking us, how do we find the volume of a trapezoidal prism? Okay, so first let's have a nice diagram. Let me draw a diagram of a trapezoidal um, prism over here. So if we, we know that a trapezoidal prism is going to need a trapezoid like this, and it is extended to be prismy, prism-like, for lack of a better term. Okay, so we know that these are going to be parallel with each other, and these are also going to be parallel with each other. Okay, so hopefully this drawing is reasonable enough. This is a trapezoidal prism. Okay, so some of the things that we're going to need to know is this distance over here. This is like kind of the thickness of it. So let's call this, let's see what they call it here. It's going to be the width that they use, I think. Okay, so let's call this the width, or big W. Okay. Another measurement that we're going to need to know is this one right here. Okay, so let's call this base 2, and we're also going to need to know this one. I'll do it a different color so it's a little bit more clear. We're going to need these two measurements of the trapezoid. Okay, otherwise it's going to be impossible for us to measure the volume. Okay, so maybe in a different color, like green, we're also going to need to know this distance over here. And that's going to be the height. Sometimes you'll be given the height directly. Otherwise, there may be times where you need to calculate the height manually. And keep in mind that we have like 2 right-angled triangles in every single trapezoid. Or you're going to have at least 1 right-angled triangle per trapezoid. So using that, maybe some trigonometry, maybe some Pythagoras theorem, you could easily conclude the h, which is the height. Okay, so to find the volume, we're going to pretty much need to do the following operation. So with prisms, prism volume is equal to the base area multiplied by the width. So V is equal to base times width. Okay, and to find the area of the base for a trapezoid, we know that for a trapezoid, we know that the base area B is going to be the average of B1 and B2. So that's going to be B1 plus B2, all divided by 2, multiplied by h, which is the height right here. Okay, so that will be the area of the trapezoid. And the reason why is, like, you can kind of think about, like, if you were to take this triangle and bring it to the other side, we would kind of make like more of a rectangle or parallelogram, and that would just be base times height. So maybe try that if you would like. It's a fun exercise, but take my word for it, like, this is 1000% the area of a trapezoid. You're averaging the short parallel side with the long parallel side, and then multiply by the height, and that'll be it. Okay, so summing this trapezoid base into the general prism volume equation, we can get something like this. So a volume of trapezoidal prism is equal to the base 1 plus base 2 in brackets divided by 2 times the height of the trapezoid times the width of the prism. And that would be the whole trapezoidal prism volume equation. Okay, so did we come to the same conclusion here? I would sure hope so. Exactly, yeah, and here we see the example run with some numbers here, and we can see that, okay, base, the wide base and the small base is 6.5 centimeters and 1.5 centimeters. So to find the area of this trapezoid, we're just gonna, add 1.5 plus 6.5, multiply them by 4.2 and divide by 2. Exactly what we have right here. So that comes out to 16.8, and then we're going to multiply that area of the trapezoid base with the trapezoid prism width, the thickness of it, and we're going to get, for this particular answer, 134.4 cubic centimeters. And that seems like a perfectly reasonable answer, and this solution is good. So just know that this is the equation that you're looking for. Let's give it a highlight, make it beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so we can mark this question as good and be very happy. The above solution is good. Awesome. Mucho bueno.